Leo ndio maneno ya chai tutazungumza. And we are here the whole day. Hakuna haraka. So please let us tell us what we need to do. It cannot be hii chai tukienda London, we cannot afford because of how expensive it is, na imetoka hapa kwetu. Alafu mkulima hakuna kitu anapata. Lazima mtuambie tutafanya nini ndio mkulima apate haki yake. Si mtazungumza leo? So I want to invite you to be very honest and brutally truthful. Pahali unajua iko shida useme. Usiposema leo ukimya milele. This is the last conversation we are going to have about this tea. We cannot every year tunaongea nini museme leo. Mutasema? And I want to assure you, like we did in coffee, ile yote mutasema tutarekebisha sheria na rais na mimi na waziri tutafuatilia. It will happen. I want to appreciate Senator Cheriot in a very special way for his efforts in pushing the Tea Act. Lakini baada ya hiyo sheria haijatekelezwa, imelaliwa, si ndio? Because the government that was there was not keen. Sheria iko nzuri, inaweza okoa mkulima, lakini the implementation, some people are still doing things the way they were doing before the enactment of the Tea Act. I want to give you an undertaking from Kericho on behalf of my boss, President William RUTO, that the reforms we are going to agree on, our two houses of parliament where we have the majority, the Senate and the National Assembly, will make the various amendments into law. Thereafter, the President and I and the ministers responsible will ensure 100% compliance with the law. This is part of our bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Kenya produces one of the very best teas in the world, but is not able to attract the best price for it. That as KTNDA has set a price, a minimum price for every kilo of tea, then the other independent players are not bothered, are not worried, and can now even be able to sell their tea at a price lower than the $2.4. Being a business person, you also realize that you will not be able to buy a 2.4 or 3 when somebody is selling you the same quality tea from the same region at a price lower than the $2. I am giving this example so that this conference, as we sit here, we are able to come up with suggestions on ideas on how we can be able to take advantage of the quality of our tea so that we can be able to maximize or get better prices by at least setting minimum prices for tea in the international markets. That is one of the things that I expect or hope that this meeting can easily be able to achieve.
At the end of this conference, one of the things we are asking and looking forward to is to understand the brokerage market and be able to know that who is this group of people who are seated somewhere with very beautiful ties that would see that the price of tea in the auction market in Mombasa goes at 600 shillings a kilo, but here what goes to Cherop in the village is 18 shillings. Is the inverse, because at the end of the day the broker will get 3 times what the genuine farmer could receive. So we must also think through this conference, what do we do with the brokerage? I have suggested in the past, Your Excellency, respectfully, that it's almost time that we review the auction market. The Mombasa tea auction has been there for a decade. Times have changed. We have increasing small-scale holders, farmers. And I had proposed, and I still propose today, that going forward we may need to think if we can have an auction center within these devolved regions and be able then to stop and cut cost of transport and all that comes along with
this conversation where we started a few years ago. Bado hatuja achieve what we set out to do. When we began this conversation, there are many things that we heard from farmers, and I'm sure even today wakati wakulima watapewa nafasi wataongea yote ambayo iko kwa moyo yao, lakini kusema tu, Your Excellency, we still have a lot of work ahead of us. We know where the problem is, and we know also partly what the solutions are. But let's be gathered here today and take stock of the things that have happened, the journey that is ahead of us. Really, you know, the heart of our conversation as a Kenya Kwanza is that we say it's a bottom-up approach to issues, going back to the very basics. Our wakulima wetu that are here are at the bottom of the pyramid. So today we must listen to them because they must get full value for the hard work. Until such a time when our farmers will get full value for their hard work and the labor that they put in, we will not say that we have done our duty. So karibuni sana Kericho. I don't intend to make many remarks because I'm sure during plenary we'll have a lot of answers and say many things at that particular time. Wakati huo ambao tutakuwa tumesikiza almost all stakeholders including the regulator. So I want to recognize the various senators that are here. Nataka wasimame. Senate is a house where this conversation